Hello, hello, hello. Come on in, have a seat, have a cocktail, sit on down, shut the door. Welcome to another edition of the Brooklyn Baby Podcast with me, your host, Charlene Sabb. Hopefully, everyone had a great week, and I try to stay in the light, stay positive. Hopefully, you are too. Well, today's episode is about the topic of men have feelings too. Yes, we often talk as a world, a community about women and women's feelings and our emotions and our hormones, but we often neglect and forget about men. I know until I became a mom to a male son who's now an adult, I wasn't in tune to the feelings of men. And even though my dad may have gone through different things dealing with stress from work, and he had my mom to help balance and be a soundboard and to comfort him during his stress, I never considered the feelings of men until my son became an adult male for whatever reason. And I guess because we talk all the time. But yes, men have feelings too. I don't even know where to begin with this topic. And you know me, I don't really take notes or have cue cards. I just talk off the top of my head on the cuff. So it wasn't until I guess the most recent years of my life that I realized, hey, we got to stop and just think about men. Men deal with so much that I don't even think we're aware of. They deal with issues with dating. Some men deal with issues of insecurity as far as like not knowing how to approach someone who they want to meet. They have anxiety about stuff like that. They are conscious about their appearances and their bodies and looking good and feeling good and trying to meet their person and sometimes being not treated well by people they're dating and going through similar issues with trying to find their person the way we often know or very familiar about what women go through. Wow, even down to parenting. Men, especially if you're not the custodial parent, they go through issues with a child's mother or an ex-wife, an ex-lover. Woo! And we don't talk about it. So this is what the topic of today's episode entails. Ladies, women, if you know a male in your life, whether it's a dad, a father, a brother, a son, a cousin, just ask them if they're okay. Send them a text, a DM, an email, better yet, a phone call, and just check on the men in your lives. Just check on them. Make sure they're good. Make sure they're all right. Maybe meet up with them. Cook a meal for them. Visit them. Drop something off to eat with them. Meet them for dinner or lunch. We don't, and I'm just being honest, this is my honest observation. I think a lot of you, if you think about it and sit back, men, as far as the issue of seeing if they're good, checking on their emotions, doing a pulse check, metaphorically speaking, we don't check in on our men, and especially not our black men. We don't. So check in on, I'm going to put everyone to the task after you listen to this podcast episode, and after, you hit the likes and the share button, and you let people know about this podcast, check in on an important male or males in your life just to see how they're doing. Because men, they hurt, they cry, they have feelings, and we often neglect it. Even if you have a significant other, a husband, a boyfriend, a boo thing, a situation thing, a relationship thing, just see how they're doing. And men can enjoy a spa day too. They like massages. They like getting pedicures. I know I've gone with my son to get pedicure. Of course, he don't get no polish on his feet, but he gets everything else until it's time for the polish. Of course, he don't have no polish. But the whole process of the pedicure to take care of his feet. And maybe invite a male in your life to that. Invite him over to dinner. Do something nice for him. give them a gift. And this topic just came to me while I was taking a walk in my neighborhood about we don't check in on men. So I just put everyone to the task of doing that. They face so much pressures being the men. It's amazing. They face women who might be trying to date them just for a come up or for a free meal, trying to play them. Because these women are ruthless and vicious of all ages. They deal with that. They're dealing with trying to be in the world as men, especially men of color. Our black men, our Latino men, they face not only what goes into the world with being a man, but also racism and discrimination and being mistreated just on the strength that they are black or Latino. So they face pressures being an ethnic minority. That's a whole different caveat. They face pressures on their jobs. They face pressures with the world and so many other facets and aspects of their lives. Make sure they have their health checked out. Make a lot of black men and Latino men and men in general don't go to see the doctor. Especially the ethnic men of minority men. You make sure they get their physicals when they're appropriate age, get a colonoscopy, get blood work, get checked out, dental care, and it's okay to get mental health counseling care. A lot of men trying to be macho and trying to be so strong, and I put that in air quotes, they don't seek counseling and help when help and counseling is needed, or even psychiatric care. And it's okay. It's okay to not be okay. Let's not just sugarcoat it, put a Band-Aid on it, ignore it. If you feel or someone whether they're male or female, but this is really tailored towards the men, this particular podcast episode, it's okay to give suggestions and lead them in a direction to get help with mental health care, So yeah, males, they need love and care too. Invite them to work out with you. Invite them to church with you. Pray for them. Pray with them. Because I feel that as far as the area of emotion and feelings, we as a society, especially I speak for the African American community, we don't really check in on our brothers. We want them to do for us, but I really feel, and I could be wrong with this, and I'm okay, correct me if I'm wrong, people, anyone listening out there, but we need to really do a pulse check to make sure men, especially our black and brown men, black and Latino men, are okay. Because they go through so much stuff in a day-to-day, just being a black man or Latino man in society. Pressures that we couldn't even fathom. We can't even imagine. Because I know what we go through as women, especially a woman of color, but the men, let's try a little tenderness. Because sometimes we're just too rough and gruff with the men. Just a little too rough. Just try a little tenderness as far as how we approach them, how we treat them. And just because a man says hello to you, it doesn't mean he's trying to get at you. He just being friendly. So let's greet our brothers. I know I try to, if someone has a friendly face and demeanor, and I just try to say hi, how are you, hi, nothing, no strings attached. But sometimes giving someone a nice warm smile and a greeting can make their day, and being mean can break someone's day. So again, just let's prop up our brothers, support our brothers, and men of all races, persuasions, ethnicities, but it is particularly going out to our black and brown men, our black and Latino men. Support our brothers, support. Let's just, and baby mamas, let's ease up on men. If a man's trying to be a father to their child and doing what they need to do, whether they want to be with you or not, ladies, because so many women, and y'all know them, that y'all know in your families, it might be you, have men who are fathers who are not in your lives, not in your child's lives or not in the lives of a friend or someone you know. But if you have a baby's father or ex-husband who's the father of your kids, if you have a man who is the father of your kid or kids, and he's a good man doing his best and trying to be in your child's life, don't be a roadblock. Don't get in the way of that. He's supportive. He communicates with the child. He helps support the child. He's a great man, a great father. And whether he wants to be with you or not, and especially if he don't want to be with you, do not form a roadblock to get in the way of the relationship that the child you have with him. Do not get in the way of the relationship that that man has with the child that you have with him, just because he don't want to be with you, just because he don't want you. That's terrible. And that causes a lot of stress for a lot of men too. I hear so many stories about men saying, oh, I do this for my child, but only because I don't want to be with the mother no more. She don't let me see my child. She don't let me speak to my child. She don't let me spend time with my child. She's being mean to me. I hear so many men saying that. And ladies, that's not cool. That's not cool. Just because someone don't want you, you're going to be terrible to them, mean to them, and not let them spend time with their child, speak to their child, see their child. That's terrible. And men hurt about stuff like that. They hurt. Yeah, I've heard stories about some women don't even let a man see their child at all because they got resentment because of things they went through with the child's father. And, again, men hurt. I think there was a book called Men Cry in the Dark. I've never read it, but the title speaks for itself. So let's just try to uplift everyone, to uphold everyone, to be positive. Male and female, whatever. But again, this is specifically this episode for lifting up men. Because they hurt too. They really do. And I think if you have an important man in your life, we need to stop, check on them, do for them, look out for them, ask them how they're doing, reach out to them, give them a gift for a change, do something for them for a change. A lot of women, we have our hand out a lot. Take me out on a date, do this for me, get me this, I need help with that. But let's check on our fathers, our sons, our male cousins, our male co-workers, our male friends, our godfathers. Just let's check on them. Make sure they're good. And I'm going to put you all to the task. After you hear this podcast, these next 7 days, till you hear my next podcast episode next week, reach out to at least one male in your life who's of importance and see how they're doing. Well, that's all for now. It's a short one today. Have a wonderful, blessed week. And until next week, stay blessed, stay positive. Bye.